Namo Buddhaya. Good afternoon to everyone. Respected Chairman, Venerable Bhante, professors, and ladies and gentlemen. Frankly speaking, I'm not a professor, I'm not a scholar, because only Mr. Kailash requested me to speak something, so I came speak a little bit. You know, I am from Bhutan. You know, our topic is culture, Buddhist culture, and in modern society. Actually, you know, in Bhutan, our development philosophy started by our fourth king in 1974. It's a gross national happiness, GNH. Okay? So, to promote the gross national happiness, we have 4 pillars. So, one pillar is the culture, to preserve our culture, traditions in the country. The other 4 is socio-economical equality and environment. These 4 are the pillar to promote a gross national happiness. This is in my country, in Bhutan. So in my country, the culture we take is very, very important. So to preserve our culture. So today, if I have some error or mistake, please forgive me. You know, culture is the backbone of every nation around the world. It was developed naturally in the life of every human being. Cultures are not developed over the decades or century, but it required thousands of years of practice to be considered as a tradition and culture of the particular place or a country. Some of the unique cultures are blessed and founded by the great enlightened beings. Due to different cultures and traditions, human beings are divided into different communities, which are then form a nation. So Bhutan, the Bhutanese culture is one of the distinctive culture in the world. If you go to Bhutan, you will see a very different kind of culture, which is preserved very intactly. Because this is the duty of every Bhutanese to preserve our culture. I cannot say that Bhutan culture, before Buddhism came to Bhutan, there were some other cultures. So when Buddhism came to Bhutan in the mid-7th century, then Buddhism adapted to that culture, and still we are using that culture, and it makes a very beautiful. Your culture is like our dress. If we dress nicely, then we look beautiful and handsome. You know, the country, if you want to look your country beautiful, you should preserve your culture. Doesn't matter what kind of culture. So Bhutanese culture is one of the distinctive culture in the world. As a tiny country with a very small population, the need to preserve culture and tradition is amplified. This unique culture is a means of protecting the sovereignty of the nation. The distinctiveness of the culture and tradition is visible in the everyday life of the Bhutanese people. Bhutan has relied on its geographical isolation to protect from outside cultural influence. As a sparsely populated country, bordered by India to the south and China to the north, Bhutan has maintained a policy of strict isolation both culturally and economically, with the goal of preserving its cultural heritage and independence. The foreigners are allowed to visit the country only by 20th century with the limited numbers. In this way, Bhutan has successfully preserved many aspects of its culture, arts and architects and handicraft which date back directly back to the mid-7th century. As a result, knowing its importance of cultural heritage and its vital roles in the society, the assigned topic include how cultural heritage play essential role in the society, its importance in the connection to future generations, its function in building a strong nation, and its identity. Culture refers to the way of life of a specific group of people. It can be seen in a way of behaving, belief, value, custom followed, dress style, personal decoration like makeup, jewelries, relationship with others, special symbol and codes. Culture is passed on from one generation, parents, to the next generation, the children. Culture is not static as such. Each generation contributes to its experience of borrow and discard things that are no longer useful to them. Heritage is anything that is considered important enough to be passed to the future generation. Heritage, cultural heritage is broadly categorized into the main two divisions. Cultural heritage refers to the cultural aspect like heritage site, monuments, folklore, traditional activities and practice, language, etc. that are considered vital to be preserved for the future generation. It gives people a connection to the certain society values, beliefs, religion, and custom. Cultural heritage is an expression of the way of living developed by the community and passed on from generation to generation, including customs, practice, place, object, artistic expression, and values. Cultural heritage is often expressed as either intangible or a tangible cultural heritage. Intangible culture includes buildings, monuments, landscape, books, works, arts, and artifacts. Intangible culture, folklore, tradition, language, and knowledge. And a natural heritage including culturally significant landscape and biodiversity. According to our Constitution of Bhutan, Article 4 states that the state shall endeavor to preserve, promote, protect the cultural heritage of the country, including monument, place, object of artistic or historical interests, to enrich the society and the cultural life of the citizen. Cultural heritage play a very important role in our life. It is what keeps us attached to our religion, traditions, and belief. In today's context, we refer to cultural identity, which means of identity of group or culture or an individual as far as he or she is influenced by belonging to the group or a culture. It is necessary to give awareness of cultural heritage, the ethics of its care in study curriculum, and to identify the tools that can be developed to help communities for the better understanding and conserve their heritage. So some of the important cultural heritage are as follows. It gives connection to the younger generation. Cultural heritage can give give people a connection to certain social value, beliefs, religion, and custom. It allows them to identify with others of similar mindset and backgrounds. Cultural heritage can be provided an automatic sense of unity, belonging within the group, and allowed us to understand about previous generation and the history of where we come from. Those that identified strongly with a certain heritage are often more likely to help out others in that same community. Cultural heritage is made up of many things, large and small. We can see it in buildings, landscape, and even in the archaeological remains. Culture can be preserved through natural sources as well. The agriculture, landscape associated with it. It is preserved through books, artifact, object, picture, photograph, arts, and oral tradition. Cultural heritage is in food we eat, clothes we wear, a religion we follow, and a skill we learn. Sometimes we can touch and see what makes a culture. Other times it is intangible. By having some culture and tradition, people who live in the same society will help each other, or people give communal support to each other. For example, if one member of the family falls sick, then the neighbor come to visit them and help family with the best support they can give. The spirit and the direction of the nations are found and reflect in its historic heritage, the distinctiveness of the culture and tradition which is made visible in everyday life of Bhutanese is because of the cultural heritage. Inheritance of physical artifacts and intangible group that pass from generation to generation reflect the past state. The constitution of the country, Article 4 states that the state shall conserve and encourage research on local arts, custom, knowledge and culture. Our forefather has seriously preserved the cultural heritage, knowing its importance. So it is necessary to create awareness about cultural heritage and ethics of its care in study curriculum and to identify tools that can be developed to help communities in a better understanding and conserving their heritage. National Museum can be part of the cultural heritage that reflect and educate the people about our forefathers. Cultural heritage keep us attached to our religion, traditions and belief, prevent younger generation from going the wrong company. In today's context, we refer cultural identity as a group or a culture or an individual as far as he or she is influenced by his belonging to the culture. To spread the important, the ideology of cultural heritage is one of the factors that help in passing down and sustain for future generation. Culture is one of the key measures that provide an automatic sense of unity within the group. The media and public culture state that culture provides sense of unity in the community. It helps our children to understand better about the character of their parents and grandparents. It helps to introduce us to people with the same mindset or value. For instance, if the future generation come to know about our unique culture and tradition, they will feel proud of having a unique culture compared to the various countries. They will automatically have a sense of responsibility and understand better about our culture. Culture heritage acts as a special identity for the country. Our parents have worked hard to protect the unique culture, not to let the upcoming citizens to bear and finding knowing their own identity. According to the Simon, he said that it can be easy to feel lost and alone among so many other culture and background, especially in a large city. Bodh Gaya, for example, is becoming a huge melting point of people from all over the country and the world. There are large community based around certain cultural heritage, including many countries. Cultural heritage allows people to know about other people who have same kind of background and mindset. The United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO 2002, described that cultural heritage allows identifying each other by distinctive spiritual, material, intellectual and emotional feature of the society or the social group, and that it encompasses, in addition to the arts and literature, lifestyle, way of living together, value system, tradition and belief. Though cultural heritage, we can know easily the people of other country by identifying the culture and a similar mindset. For example, if someone wear any kind of cloth, so we can suppose if you see some Bhutan people walking around this stupa, you will identify through their dress. So this is a culture. So therefore, cultural heritage allowed us to identify various cultures. In conclusion, cultural heritage is important in our day-to-day life. It being made up of practice and traditions that are passed on from our parents to children and passed from the family, community, place where people have been raised. As a small country, Bhutan, preserving unique culture and tradition provide strong equipment for independence. For this reason, all the citizens of Bhutan should, not only Bhutan, but every citizens of their own country should be aware that their cultural heritage provides an independent sovereignty of their country. It is our responsibility. It is our young generation's responsibilities to keep our age-old culture tradition intact for the future generation, so that they can get some opportunity to learn the past and their own roots. Lastly, in the Buddhist perspective, cultural traditions and beliefs and the environment are dynamic phenomena that intervene tightly in the web of life. A Buddhist philosopher pointed out that culture lies not in the object or the monument, but in the mind and compassion towards all sentient beings. Thank you very much. Sabbe Satta Sukhi Vanto, may all beings happy. So if anything is a mistake, please forgive me. Thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.